Hello,
Burns.
hello.
Hey Griffin, how are you?
Hey, good. Riley, how are you?
Good, good. Reilly, and then that's Bjorvio.
Bjorvio?
Hello there.
Hey, nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, really good to meet you. We're quite excited about the interview, and glad you. Thank you for making the time to come on the show.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. You've got a really, really good, probably one of the best or the best social media I've seen in voice actors, because voice actors aren't tremendously good on the whole with social media in comparison to
Uh,
you. Is
uh,
that
uh,
something you've done, you've always been good at, or what?
no, not at all, actually. I didn't really use social media much until Genshin Impact came around. And the voice actor that plays Paimon, Karina, they told me I should get on TikTok. And this was several years ago. And at the time, I was reluctant to do that, but I jumped on there and overnight had a huge number of people follow me. And so it kind of encouraged me to post and create content, and kind of the rest unraveled from there. But no, prior to that, didn't do a whole lot of social media, but it's become a big part of my day to day now.
Heck yeah, yeah, you've got a massive
Mhm.
following, and you do some creative stuff that many people don't do. I'm not saying I'm sick of the normal convention. Hi, I'm going to be there and there. I hope you come see me. But doing it definitely captures the attention
Yeah.
of people. Now, for those listeners who might not know who you are, would you just mind explaining who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Griffin Burns. I'm a voice actor. I've been doing this for about 13 years now. I moved to Los Angeles in 2010, right after college. I sort of fell into the industry. I didn't plan on becoming a voice actor. Um, and so let's see. I got my first job several months after moving to LA, which was lucky. I started training and took classes. I got a demo made, got an agent pretty quickly. And I started in commercials. I did a lot of commercials for voiceover.
Hmm.
And probably 5 years into it, I had a director tell me I was working on a video game, and they said, "You have a good voice for anime." And then I waited another 2 years until I reached out to that director and asked him, "Hey, would you mind if you brought me in for some dubbing work for some anime?" And so it was probably 7 years into a voiceover career that I had already sort of established, that I switched into dubbing anime and doing more video games and things like that. I should probably mention some of my roles. You might know me as Doppio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, um, Muichiro in Demon Slayer, Akira Fudo in Devilman Crybaby, Tadano in Agretzko, Colt Grice in Attack on Titan, Shalnark in Hunter x Hunter, and probably most popular is Child in Genshin Impact,
Mm,
amongst
hmm.
many others.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know you the most from the Mist Hashira, like you said in Demon Slayer. I think Bjorvio
Mm-hmm.
knows you from there the most as well. Hey, Bjorvio.
Yeah, the role I'm most that I know you best is Muichiro, but I just got caught up on Attack on Titan like
Mm-hmm.
maybe 3 weeks ago. So
Okay.
that was that was one of those where I didn't know that you did it at the time, and then I was looking it up once. I was like, oh, I'm curious who who Muichiro's voice actor is. I'm like, no way, it's the same person. Did not put two and two together. So excellent
Yeah.
job on that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that I finally got to say more than a few lines in this latest season, so that was exciting.
No, your voice is. It's interesting to know that you fell into the career because you got such a cool voice. I was thinking you were
Thanks.
born, you cried in a cool tone, and the doctor just put you into a studio and went from there. Um, is
I
it?
like that story better. I think that's a better story.
I'll
Yeah.
edit to your Wikipedia. Okay, I'll change it
Please,
after
please.
this.
Actually, please make me a Wikipedia. Mine got deleted, so if you want to add it, go ahead.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to. I'll
All
take a
right, let's have
screenshot of
some fun
this.
with this.
Yeah.
So going from commercial voice acting to
Yeah.
anime, was it
Mhm.
challenging or was it just like a step in the like a natural progression?
I would say that I had some natural talent for it, but it was challenging. For your listeners out there, I'd say dubbing anime is one of the harder genres of voice acting, because not only are you trying to match lip flaps to the original Japanese animation, but you have to also emote, you have to act, and you're working on timing. So sometimes you have to slow things down or stretch things out. There's oftentimes awkward pauses or breaks in the lines where you'll have some flaps and then a pause and some flaps. So it's a bit of a mixed bag of I don't know, sort of acting as well as I'm at a loss of words, but it's technical. It's both technical and you have to act. So it's challenging for sure.
Oh heck yeah, you make it look
Yeah.
easy. Like I said, from what's it, 3 minutes old, you've started this, and you've done such incredible work. But we'll give you I'm going to throw this on Bjorvio, but we're going to do a random couple of questions. We'll do 3 questions each, random questions, unique questions, Bjorvio, just something weird and strange. I'm sorry I put you in this position. Okay, so just
Okay.
for our fans to get to know you a little bit better. Okay.
Sure.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Like a mid-sized terrier,
Ooh.
probably. Like like I could see myself as a dog, like a mid-sized dog.
Why?
I think it matches my energy. I feel like I've got like a little bit of a sparky kind of energy. I don't know how to put it. And yeah, I don't know. That's just what comes to my mind.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I'll go with my 3, and then Bjorvio goes with his, so it'll give him some time to. All right, the next one. If would you rather have a parrot as a roommate or a goat?
Gosh, those are both terrible options. I'd probably go with the goat. Although they're gonna, can I swear on this podcast? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're gonna shit all over the room. But I'm still gonna go with the goat, because I feel like the parrot I might go insane.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Goats, I don't know. I was doing some weird things, not weird things. My goat gave birth last night, and they're pretty dirty and smelly. So yeah, it's not a bad one. All right, if you're on an island, a desert island, and you could take one book, one movie, and one song to listen to forever while you were on the island, what would it be? Book, movie, song.
Oh, geez.
It's the first thing that comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be your favorite, just something.
I'll take Zoolander, the movie Zoolander. It's the
Great.
only movie I've watched more than once. I'm not a big repeat movie watcher. I would bring, I'd bring the Nevermind album by Nirvana. I know that's not a specific song, but I do like that. And books, I haven't read a good book in a while.
Me neither.
I'm trying to think of books.
Maybe a manga.
Yes. Let's take Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That fits with your brand as well.
There you go.
That's good. Give us before we get into Bjorvio's questions, give us a blue steel look. Do you have one of those looks in the bag?
A blue steel.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man, the eyebrow and everything.
I think I got it.
We might have to remove that.
that.
We'll have to remove that from the podcast. It's R18, and this is a PG podcast. Bjorvio, what are your questions?
So, if you could put yourself into any movie, which movie would you put yourself into?
Oh, any movie. Oh, well, I just saw Barbie. That was hilarious. I'd play Alan in the Barbie movie. Just because it's relevant right now.
Yeah, good.
Fair enough.
Did you see that one?
I
have not yet. No. Not yet. It's had a real couple of busy weekends the past few weekends, so I haven't got around to it. It's on my list because I want it. Yeah. That's one of those where I feel like you're gonna have to see it in theaters.
Was it good?
Yeah. It was good. It was really good. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was.
I'll watch it.
it's surprising that the social commentary was surprising for a movie about Barbie. But if I'm going to go with a more serious film, I would say like something like Shawshank Redemption. That would be pretty cool. Such a classic.
That would be cool.
That would be
Ooh, I
pretty
like
cool to
that.
be a part of. Yeah.
All right. Question number 2. When you're
Mhm.
listening to any kind of genre of music, and you just happen to be listening to the instrumental parts, what instrument gets you excited when you hear like, oh, that instrument's there? That's cool. What instrument excites you?
I like synthesizer a lot. I like a good pad, like a good synthy pad that just fills the space, maybe provides some, I don't know, magic. Just sometimes it's like it feels good. A lot of 80s music has it. A lot of bands that are trying to duplicate 80s will use a lot of synths, and those always, I don't know, they have like a nice texture and feel.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a really solid answer. I've never gotten that when I've asked someone that question. I like
Oh,
that.
okay. Cool.
And final question is, if you go, as we know in My Hero Academia, quirks are based off personality to some extent. So, with that logic, what quirk would you have if you were in the My Hero Academia universe based off your natural personality?
What kind of quirks? Now, don't hate me, but I haven't seen the show, so does that disqualify this question?
I'll end the
Nope.
Zoom now.
So explain that again. What kind of, like, if I have a quirk, like
It's like a power.
a power?
Right. So if you have a power based off who you are in this world, so like for example, like maybe you're a neat freak, so then you have the power to
Yeah.
snap your fingers and the room gets tidy.
And clean. Yes, I love that. I would say that I have the power to make people laugh. I like to think that I'm kind of a funny guy, so maybe I can snap my fingers and people will laugh. I can diffuse a situation. I can make people. I could take a tense situation and ease the room. How about that?
There's a couple of
That's a really good power, and honestly, I would love to have that power, and I think a lot of people need that power. That's just a fantastic power to have in general.
It's
Yeah.
really good. There's a couple of people in My Hero Academia who have that power. Actually, it's a good one, and it works really well. They stop criminals with the ability to make them laugh. So that's a good, yeah. And sorry for throwing that on you. That you answered those really well.
Cool.
Okay, all right. Let's get into some improv. All right. I didn't prepare Griffin for this either, but let's just have some fun with it. Maybe Griffin, you can be. I don't want to say the name to butcher it, but you can be the Mist Hashira, and Bjorvio can be Hinosuke, and let's pretend you two are meeting for the first time. You okay with that, Griffin?
Sure. I got to be careful with what I say as the character, just to not get myself into trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say they're just meeting at a McDonald's or something that's not connected to the Demon Slayer world at all.
Okay, for sure.
All right, yeah, the meeting at McDonald's. That's a good idea. All right, and you start Bjorvio, Inosuke.
Hey, what's going on? You're that guy that was with Tim Pachiro, Macchiato Toga something, right?
Yes. You need to slow down your chewing. You're going to choke. Do you understand?
That just means I'm weak. And I'm not weak. I can handle as many of these. I can probably eat you whole and be fine. You're kind of small.
Is that so? Come at me, bro. I'd also like a number 5, 20-piece McNugget.
Ooh, fancy, are we? If you're wanting to fight, let's take this out in the parking lot. Because I don't want to mess up my food. And I tell you what, I'm going to challenge you. And if I win, I get all of your McNuggets. And if you win, you get what's left of my quarter pounder.
That's good.
Fine. Mist breathing, McDonald's breathing. 20-piece nugget form.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know how we always seem to go to McDonald's with us. I spoke to the voice actor for Queen in One Piece the other day, Major Adaway, and we went to McDonald's as well. So we should be sponsored by McDonald's, to be honest by now. But that was that was great.
That was a good Inosuke voice, by the way. It sounded like Bryce.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've worked very, very hard on some of them, and Inosuke is one that I blew out my vocal cords multiple times to do.
So I do a lot of conventions, and I've been next to Bryce many times, and he'll do that voice all day long for like 10 hours for fans, and I'm like, how do you keep this up? I'm already feeling hoarse.
I remember at one convention, I'm just talking to, I think it was the voice actor for Dobby for My Hero Academia, and I just hear in the background, "You tried," and I'm like, does that not hurt? Like, that's so, like, his ability to scream is insanely good.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate that Muichiro talks like this and is very, very low key.
You do so good with him, man. You're so incredible.
Thanks.
He's such a. I had to. The only reason I knew who you were as a person before I watched Demon Slayer, and I was like, this voice acting performance is so amazing. I needed to search you up, and we were just talking about it before you came on, but it reminds us a little bit of Android 17's performance, Chuck Huber. You know, the very, you know, Android 17 has to be quite, like, not robotic, but he has to be quite, what's the word, Bjorvio?
More so like monotone, and doesn't have a lot of emotion, which fits Muichiro's character quite a bit. But I was just talking, like, one of my favorite lines that you delivered, I can't actually remember what was said. Spoiler alert for season 3, but not really, not much of one. But at the end, when Muichiro tosses something to Tanjiro, and he gets a little bit more emotion in that line, I was like, that was real. Like, it was, your delivery was so spot on. It just blew me away.
Well, thank you. I mean, part of that's me, but also part of it's the direction. You know, Steve Staley. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he directed me, and I remember doing that line several times. We wanted to make sure it was right and felt right. So, yeah, I think it's a collaboration. It's partly my ability to make it sound that way, but also a director who says, "Hey, I think we can get a little more emotion out of it," or "I think we try it this way." That always helps too. So, but thank you. Appreciate that.
That's very, very cool. Okay, I Genshin Impact is such a big, it's such a big thing, and it trends everywhere. But I had to look it up, and because I don't have, maybe because I don't know, I just turned 30. I need to know more about it. I know it's a game and it's a show. Is that right, Griffin?
It is a game only. They have talks about making it a show, but it's just a game for now. Yep.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Have you played it?
I have played some of it. Yeah, I played for a few months just to get, you know, acquainted with the world. I mean, I do a lot of cons and do panels on it, so I figured I should know a thing or two about the game. So
that's true. Yeah. That's true. No, it seemed like a really good setup and a lot of fun. Do you do any streaming, by the way?
Occasionally I'll go live on TikTok. I tried to do some streams on YouTube, but not much. To be honest, I do travel a lot. I'm pretty busy, so adding that as an additional thing, it's a little tricky. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I could see you as an NPC on TikTok. That might be another thing that you, you know, the the thing. Those guys are making so much money. You know, I was thinking of jumping on the train sometime too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. TikTok's fun. There's a lot of creativity on there. It's addicting though. You gotta be careful. Don't get on it right before bed. You'll be on it for an hour.
Heck yeah.
Oh, easily. And that's when, like, all my creativity happens. So it's funny because, like, I'll sometimes, like, tell my wife, "Hey, I'm gonna go film something right quick. I'll be right back." And it's and I realize, like, you know, my voice is kind of winding down for the day, so it's not really all that great. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do a Dungeons and Dragons video instead of a voice acting one.
Mhm.
And then it just goes down a whole different rabbit hole because then I have to edit it, then I have to save it, then I get stuck going through that hour-long scroll on TikTok all over again. I'm just like, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah, yeah, that
For sure.
definitely happens. Okay, well, we've got a few more questions before we let you go, but just moving into the voice acting world again.
Sure.
Are you quite close with many voice actors, or are there any voice actors that inspire you to be better?
Let's see. I have a lot of acquaintances in voiceover. I wouldn't say a lot of my close friends are voice actors, but when I was starting out, I definitely looked up to quite a few. And anybody who was a working professional that had a younger sounding voice when I was starting, that's somebody that I found influential. I wanted to know how they got into the business. But today, not so much. I mean, I appreciate there's plenty of amazing actors out there. Troy Baker is awesome. I just did a convention with him and met him very briefly. But yeah, anybody who's been around and is working and made a name for themselves, I have a lot of respect for.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, that's awesome. And I haven't seen you in One Piece yet. I guess everyone's done a little bit in One Piece. Is that
Yeah. I've gotten some auditions for One Piece. I will say a lot of the characters that I've seen come my way are probably not right for my vocal range. So I think I've probably passed on them and just not read on them because they're like huge guys or something with like a very deep voice, and I can do some of that, but not always so believable for me. So, but maybe one day.
maybe? I
Mhm.
reckon you could be the king of the pirates in no time with that voice of yours. You've got such a malleable voice, but the way you sound like most protagonists, to be honest,
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
anime. So I'm sure that's you must be working on quite a few things at the moment, quite busy with voice acting stuff that you can't talk about.
That's true. Yeah, I've been very excited to move more into the original animation world. So I'm doing some shows, network shows that are coming up. Unfortunately, I can't really reveal what they are, but some big titles and more video games. I did just work on Cookie Run Kingdom, so I did something for them. That came out already. That has a pretty big following, it seems.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I just did a little anime session today. I'm always working. There's always something going on, whether it's a commercial, radio spot, or anime or video game. And then I travel a lot for cons, so I stay pretty busy. There'll be more projects coming out.
Of course, and with everything you do, I mean, you've done such an incredible amount of things, but do you still find enjoyment in what you do? Do you find enjoyment in voice acting still?
I do. Yeah, thanks for asking. Uh, it's not lost on me that I am able to make a living doing something fun and creative, and so I feel very grateful to do that. I love One of the things I love about it is that I don't know what the week is going to look like. So it might, Monday might roll around and I might think, oh, I don't have anything going on, maybe a couple auditions, and then I'll get a call from my agent saying, hey, you booked this thing. Can you record on Wednesday? So there's a lot of surprises in the entertainment business, and I live for that. I love it.
Any plans to come to New Zealand?
I don't have any plans, but I hear it's beautiful. I think it'd be really cool to visit sometime.
Yeah,
That'd be neat.
we need to get you here for the Armageddon Expo. We've only got one
Okay.
expo a year. They're doing a couple at the moment, but it's all under the
Yeah,
Armageddon Expo flag. But we'd love to have you here sometime soon because
that would be
uh,
fun.
yeah, it's a great place to be. I'm in the South Island, and I've got a couch for you or a pull-out bed if you ever need it. So
Oh,
if
thank
you
you.
if you've got any,
Appreciate that.
yeah, we got about 90 animals as well that you can have fun
Oh
with,
my goodness. So
you
you
can.
actually have goats. You actually have goats,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, we had two born yesterday, and
Wow.
that we had quite an experience with that.
Wow.
First time delivering a baby goat. But yeah, got got a few goats and a few ponies and a few chickens. And have you got
Wow.
any pets?
No, I did grow up on a non-working farm. Not that that really
Mhm.
adds to the conversation, but I am from rural Pennsylvania originally, so I grew up in farm country. But no, I don't have pets. My girlfriend has two dogs though, so two English
Oh,
cream golden retrievers. So, yeah.
Nice. There's something about animals that, especially for children, I've got two young girls, and them being brought up with animals, I see the empathy in their eyes when they cuddle and when they look at them, and I think it definitely adds to their empathy and to building them up as people.
Yeah. I could see that. That's nice.
Well,
Sure.
well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Griffin.
Sure.
You're such a talent. We're very, very, very excited to have you on, and we'll release the podcast in a couple of weeks and some teasers before then.
Sure.
And the fans are very, very excited as well. Before we finish up, Bjorvio, do you have any other questions or comments?
Not any questions. I just wanted to send a huge thank you as a fan of the anime industry for all that you do. We all really appreciate it, and you are so stinking talented. So
Thank you.
If you enjoy what you're doing, which it sounds like you do, keep doing it,
Yeah.
because you do such great work, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bjorvio and Reilly. Appreciate you having me on the show, and I hope that your listeners enjoy this.
Brilliant.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Can you take us out? Take us home with a voice of your choice, maybe saying, thanks for listening to the Anime Dad podcast, and then take us out.
Hello, boss. This is Doppio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I'm about to leave the Anime Dad podcast. Bye, everybody. Thanks for having me. I gotta go. The boss is calling.